Morning folks, it's Phil here from Telford Koi Pond on a dull and overcast Saturday morning, but at least it's dry, so give me a chance to do a few pond jobs outside. Apologies for the noise if you're picking that up. Neighbours having a new door fitted, God bless them. So yeah, a few jobs today. Just start off with a quick look at the pond, because I don't think I've shown the pond for at least a couple of weeks. So as you can see, fish are all doing nice in there. There's the goshki I had from the koi collection last week, doing absolutely amazing. There's Lancelot down there. So Biggie Smalls seems to have recovered fully from his excursion out of the pond 3-4 weeks ago. Everybody's looking really good. I must get myself a polarizing filter, because I appreciate the reflection looks pretty crap at the minute. I'm still playing about with the JBL auto feeder that I bought from the Coventry show. It's been in about 4 different positions at the minute. Not particularly decided on where I'm going to put it, but I need to get some jump guards up before I do anything else, to be honest. I've moved the air curtain down this side of the pond, so it was at the other end, because I don't use my skimmer that often. But even though I don't use it that often, when I wanted to put my skimmer in, it's a bit of a pain because I've got to turn the air curtain off. So I've moved the air curtain to the other end, and again it's you know, it's doing really well. Fish were a bit spooked by the fact that it was up the other end, but it is what it is, shall we say. So yeah, fish are doing absolutely fine. They have just been fed, but as always they're still looking for more. So yeah, so time to get on with some jobs. So the big job of the day, or at least the first job of the day, is a bit of a shout out to Steve from T.K.P Koi. If you watched their videos a couple of weeks ago, they showed you, Steve showed you how he rodded the drain because their pond had overflowed. Completely by coincidence, I have commented on my pond looking rather full at times. Now I put it down to the rain. We've had a lot of rain, but when I've been taking note of the levels in the individual unit, hopefully you can see that the water level is sort of level with this. It's right down there anyway, whereas normally I'm used to seeing it up about half an inch here. I thought that's a bit strange. So I thought, well, you know, is my overflow set too low, something like that? So I checked the overflow in there. I'm not sure you can see, that's a big black hole. But the water wasn't, well, it isn't reaching the overflow, so it's not going through the overflow unless it really does rain heavily. So somewhere between the pond and there, if you like, something's slowing down the water coming into the pond. Now I have noticed of late I am getting thousands and thousands of black flies. So as you can see in the window, excuse the washing, as you can see in the window, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fly strips hanging in the window, and they are absolutely covered in black fly. These were all put on new last Sunday evening, so it hasn't even been a week yet, and where they're all coming out of seems to me that they're all flying out of the overflow, the rodding point here, and of course they're going straight for the light, which is good. They're just getting stuck onto the fly paper. So I'm removing them really good, but I'm thinking if that many things are coming out, I don't think I've got a blanket weed problem, because there's no blanket weed in the pond, but I've got a ton of fly larvae in the pipes or something. So what I've decided to do, as I say, shout out to T.K.P Koi, is I've decided to have a go at rodding. Built a rodding point in, as you know, just been looking at it. There we go. So there's an upstand here which is basically meant as a rodding point. So cast your how much it takes to fit a door? Cast your washer out of the garage. Now Steve was saying he bought the proper Karcher drain rodder pipe. It was, I'm sure he said it was 80 quid and it was 10 meters long. Well, if you look back at my drawings for when I built the pond, I've measured the length of my drain run to the rodding point, and it's only 6 meters. So obviously I didn't want to buy a 20 meter long thing. I didn't want to pay 80 quid, to be honest with you. So I found these on Amazon. They're on eBay as well, but this is a third-party rodding pipe, if you like, and it comes with the attachments at the end to fit Karcher, as well as 2 or 3 other different makes and models. But this was 10 meters long, so more to what I need. And it was only 20 quid, 22 quid, something like that. So anyway, as you can see here, I've measured out. Now, according to my measurements, the middle, if you like, of the bottom drain is 606.1 or 610 centimeters. So I've put that on there as an absolute stop. I've put that at 6 meters because I think that's really, you know, where I want to be safe. I don't really want the end of this going into the spin distributor bottom drain, and I've put a mark there. If I'm not feeling very brave, then that's probably as far as I'm going to go in the water. So it's just a straight piece of pipe, which is absolutely superb. It's very much like the black braided airline, perhaps a little bit stiffer, but at the end, it's got this nozzle. Now this nozzle shoots 1 jet forward. I don't know whether you can see them, but there's 3 or 4, I think it's 3 jets. There's tiny little holes at the back of that mushroom that sprays water backwards. I'll show you it on in a minute. And that sort of helps it feed as well. What I was conscious of is there's quite a few like sharp edges, as in 90 degrees, where the bolts and everything are fitted. So I've just covered all this with tape just to stop it from getting caught on any of the bends, because I have got quite a twisty bend thing. So I'll just plug this up and then I'll show you it on. So the Karcher's all connected up, it's all plugged in. This simply goes into the end of the Karcher, like a normal Karcher adapter. And then I just wanted to show you the head. I'm going to turn this on. No doubt one of the jets will be here and spray me to bits, but let's just see where it is. I want to get to, oh, there you go. So there you go. You can see what goes. You can see sort of the force of the water, and as I say, the ones that feed backward help feed it in. So I'm just going to get ready to go in there. So I'll leave you here and I'll come back to you in a sec. Before we do the rodding, just a little tip that might be useful for Oazi drum owners. I find that where the wires come in through the drum section here, the spray must somehow run down the lid and it drips down here, and I get a right pile of water down the bottom there, which is really annoying. So what I've done, I've put a piece of gaffer tape, whatever you want to call it, Gorilla Grip tape, actually sort of like stuck down here to try and get the water to run that way. Then what I've done, I've gone all round the entire lid. You can see it there, you can see it going all the way around here, just with some black draft strip, draft seal type stuff. There was some on the inside of the lid when you get it, but obviously it flattens very quickly. And I find now, you can see there's quite a lot of water on the top of the, you know, on top of the actual thing, but it's not coming down that side. So I'm not getting that pool of water. That I put some tissue down there to catch it, and it's bone dry. So it must be, as you can see here, it must be somehow running back and into the filter, which is much better. But hey ho, just a little tip there. So the trick now is to get this down there. It should then go across, down again, across 90 degrees, and then it goes to the bottom drain. So this might take a bit of prodding or pushing, but at the minute I'm just going to, because I know where the first bend is, I'm just going to put it down the rodding point. So I'm just going to keep pushing it down for now, and then I won't turn it on until it's at the other end, and then I'll or perhaps I will, because I don't think it's going to go past that bend. No. Now this might be a bit noisy, so I do apologise. See if I can do this with one hand. So that sort of must be at a bend somewhere now because it stopped. So I'm going to turn it on and hopefully it'll feed itself. There we go. So it's got past that bend. Might as well just leave it on now. I'm just going to get a bucket to put there, so I'll catch you in a sec because it's dripping everywhere. So anybody that's got a car, you'll probably know that where you plug the accessories into, it tends to leak out of there. So just put it in a bucket so I don't want to soak the floor. So apologies for that. Back to it. It's going down very nice. Now I'm just approaching the tape that I explained earlier. Wow. So I reckon, so that blue tape now is at the water level. So I reckon that is about 12 inches away from where the bottom drain pipe joins the spindrifter bottom drain. So I'm going to get down to the next one, and I think that should be just at the lip. So let's see where we go with that. Well, that doesn't want to go anymore, so I'm certainly not going to force it. So I'm going to pull it out slowly now. You're ambidextrous. There you go. You can film and do the thingy. So all I'm going to do now is pull it out slowly with a pressure full on, and just see if anything comes out. I can't see any. Ugh. So I can't see any big lumps of stuff. Oh, I can. There's what's all that stringy stuff. There's tons of worms. You probably can't see them, but there's tons of the black fly larvae all coming out, and you can see that string algae. Well, it's not. I thought it was string algae, but it's not. It's strings of worms. So I'm thinking there might be a lot of worms in there. So anyway, let's go for it. Go and turn it on. Right, I'm going to start coming out now. I'm just going to keep coming out like this very, very slowly, so rather than you watching me doing this for the next 10 minutes, I'll shut you off here and I'll come back to you when we're nearly at the end. So I'm nearly at the end now because I can hear it. There's tons of black fly larvae coming up on the pipe. Okay, you want to turn it off? Ta. I don't know if you can see all the black fly larvae on the end of the pipe. That's lovely. Lovely jubbly. Ugh. So there's just loads of black fly larvae in there, or some of it in strings. So I am presuming what that is. So let me put some stuff away and I'll come back to you and we'll see what the end result is. It's a bit of a messy, wet job, but do you know what? I think it's done the trick. The stuff that came flying out, which I couldn't record because it was all coming out the top of the drum filter, so I had to put the lid back. The drum itself, so I had to put the thing back in. But anyway, I think it's done the trick. So I'm just going to give it a clean, and then we'll have a look at the the water levels in the individual units. Wow. So if you can remember how low it was before, I'm not sure you're going to get this. If you can remember how low it was before, it's way higher now. So it was what I thought. There's no blanket weed or anything. There's just great big clumps of those worms, which I'm presuming are black fly larvae, just come flying out. So that's back up to the see, that's just on the lip of the overflow, if you can just see on the bottom there. So that's where it should be. Before it was about half an inch below that, so obviously the water wasn't coming through the bottom drain quick enough. That's brilliant. I'm really pleased with that. So yeah, Carcia Vac 1, little worms 0. But that attachment, as I say, I think it was about 20 quid or 22 quid. I can't remember where it was, and I should have got it off Amazon, but it wasn't the Carcia one, it was just a third party one. Absolutely brilliant, really good. So chuffed with that. So I'm going to put all this rubbish away, and then I'll catch up with you in a bit. Just very quickly, just putting a thing out there for everybody that watches my videos. Since I did the videos of Scrag 68's pond build and the help I gave with that pond build, and Aid the Pond Keeper, the help I did with that pond build, I got contacted by a few people, and I've been to look at other ponds, and I've sort of started helping them in terms of putting drawings together, talking through ideas of what they can do for their piping. Now, the reason for this little clip is just to say, if anybody has contacted me about helping with pipework, drawing stuff or anything like that, and I haven't got back to you yet, I do apologise, but it's because I have been absolutely inundated with requests for help and drawings and things. To me, absolutely fantastic, and I want to help everybody, but it's just a time thing at the moment. Obviously it's not my day job, so I can only do it evenings and weekends. So just in case you have contacted me and I haven't got back to you, I'm just letting you know that I am effectively fully booked until beginning of September at the moment. But as things pan out, hopefully I'll have a little bit more time. So please contacted me. Please carry on contacting me. If you want help by email or anything like that, you know, advice and drawings over email, I can do that at night, sort of thing. But just to let you know that, yeah, if I haven't got back to you, I am extremely inundated with work at the moment to help people's ponds, but I will get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you very much. So I've had a couple of people in recent videos asking whether I'm still using the RO, whether the RO is still running and how I'm finding it. So just very quickly, because it happened to just start going off, you can see that it's actually running at the moment. Tap water going in, RO to waste 0.78 litres, and pure water 2.85-ish. So there you go, it's as I say, it's actually running at the moment. So that's 2.8 litres of purified pond water going down the system, and that's 0.78 litres per minute of fresh water coming into the system, just for the 30 minutes that the RO is running. So yeah, still chuffed with it. My readings, I've been playing about with this, but it's 190 TDS. Well, if you remember, I was in the 600s. 21 degrees is the temperature and 7.4 pH. So yeah, I'm happy with that. It is still running, still working. So thank you very much, Andy Finch from Finch Filtration Innovation Systems, who actually hooked me up with that. It was possibly the biggest beneficial thing to the pond other than the drum filter. So yeah, absolutely chuffed with it. Also had a comment on the last video about my snazzy red glasses. So just to let that person know, these are $1.99 reading glasses. I have about 200 pairs of them in all different colours, but what I keep doing is I keep leaving them in the house, so when I come out to the filter house to do something, I go to reach for my glasses I've got no glasses on my head. So these, bright red, to make sure I don't go out in public in them, live on a little hook there, so that when I come into the filter house, everything's there. So there you go, very observant. Cheers.